Fala aí, meus queridos e minhas queridas, sejam bem-vindos a mais um vídeo aqui no canal Crash Bandicoot Brasil. Por sinal, um vídeo que já tá pendente já faz muito tempo, eu deveria ter trazido esse vídeo aqui já faz uns 3 meses. Mas de qualquer maneira, antes tarde do que nunca, não é mesmo, meus queridos? Bom, o que estamos prestes a trazer pra vocês é uma parada muito legal, muito interessante e, acima de tudo, uma novidade bombástica aí no mundo do marsupial laranja favorito de nós todos. Aparentemente foi descoberto uma nova fase deletada do Crash Twinsanity, que é aquele jogo clássico que vocês tanto amam. Bom, primeiramente, se a gente parar pra pensar, isso não é exatamente uma surpresa tão grande assim pra todos nós, porque sabemos que o Crash Twinsanity foi um dos jogos, infelizmente, mais incompletos de toda a franquia. Muito conteúdo acabou ficando de fora devido a problemas com o tempo de entrega do game e outras questões também. E essa é obviamente uma das maiores razões que os fãs querem tanto ver uma remasterização deste jogo maravilhoso. E eu não me refiro somente aos fãs não, eu também tô me referindo a toda a equipe que trabalhou no jogo, que por sinal já mostrou total apoio a essa ideia de um suposto remake aí do Twinsanity. Já abordamos isso em outro vídeo que você pode conferir aqui embaixo na descrição, então eu não vou entrar muito em detalhes, eu vou partir direto pro que interessa. Provavelmente vocês já devem ter ouvido falar de um canal chamado Game Hut. Pra quem ainda não conhece, se trata nada mais nada menos do que o canal do diretor da Traveler's Tales, meus queridos, que foi a empresa que fez diversos jogos aí que conhecemos ao longo de toda a nossa vida, incluindo o Crash Twinsanity. Pois é, vocês percebem que não era brincadeira não, o cara era praticamente o dono de toda a parada. Inclusive, eu recomendo fortemente que vocês se inscrevam nesse canal dele, porque ele traz diversas novidades e curiosidades sobre todos os jogos que ele trabalhou ao longo de todos esses anos, incluindo Sonic R, Mickey Mania, Crash Twinsanity, Toy Story do Mega Drive e Super Nintendo, entre outras maravilhas que a Traveler's Tales nos proporcionou. Resumidamente, o que aconteceu foi o seguinte: o John costuma brincar muito com os protótipos dos jogos que ele produziu, e sempre que ele encontra alguma coisa mais interessante, ele costuma trazer para o canal dele. E obviamente que nesse caso não foi diferente. Brincando com um dos protótipos do Crash Twinsanity, ele acabou se deparando com uma fase que foi totalmente retirada do game, mas que está semi-completa, galera. Que é essa fase chamada Bug Run que vocês estão vendo na tela agora. Basicamente se trata de uma sessão onde, como o próprio nome já diz, você deveria fugir de insetos. Eu sinceramente não entendo todo o fascínio que esse jogo tem por insetos. É formiga em todo canto, é uns insetos bizarros, é uns caranguejo todo punkturi, o bagulho é louco. Bom, eu acho que a melhor coisa que poderíamos fazer agora é assistirmos e analisarmos a fundo esse gameplay desta fase 100% deletada do game final. Então eu vou deixar o vídeo rodando para que vocês possam assistir, inclusive com os comentários do próprio John Burton de fundo. Obviamente os comentários estão em inglês, então eu vou deixar rolando uma legenda aí para que vocês possam acompanhar mais ou menos o que ele está dizendo. Só reforçando que essa é uma legenda gerada automaticamente pelo YouTube, então se vocês notarem 1 ou 2 erros aí de gramática, não me culpem, culpem o próprio YouTube. Independente desse fato, eu tenho certeza que dá para acompanharmos aí em detalhes o progresso desse nível, e eu vou calar minha boca e deixar vocês assistirem, então vamos dar uma olhada.
Hey there, so after I posted the Crash Twinsanity prototype demo, I noticed a couple of people in the comments had mentioned that there was an extra path on the level. If we cut to the level and have a look, you can see on the wall here there's some wall paintings that show something happening to the left-hand route on the path. Now, down there is a hole in the ground in the prototype, and when you fall in it, there's nothing there. It's just a hole in the ground. But I managed to find a newer prototype that actually had some of that level built out. So we'll go over there and have a look now. Okay, so as I say, this is a newer prototype. This was in February, I think towards the end of February, 2004. So it's a more recent build. So it's obviously in that time before the section was cut. I think it was cut due to it being just way too hard. You can see here the paintings on the wall. So the one here, which is the normal gameplay route, showing that you jump on the sort of alien mole to get upwards. And there's Neo waiting to trigger that. But if we look the other way, this painting shows this guy being chased by a load of beetles, by the looks of it, or bugs. So this was Bug Run, which was cut because it was too hard. So here's the hole, which in the last prototype was just a hole. You just went in there, there's nothing in it. And at first glance, I thought it's the same thing. I went in here, had a look round, and couldn't find anything in it. But then I thought, well, look, what happens if we turn up the brightness a bit in the video, and then you can see that actually there is a little tunnel here which leads through to what would have been the bug run section. So let's go through and have a look. There's no bugs in it. Well, there might be bugs in it, like programming, it might crash, but there's none of the bugs that are meant to chase you through the level. So you can see it's kind of all underground caves, very different to the above ground sections. And if we turn around, get the camera the other way, this is the viewpoint that the level would have played at. So you would have started the level from here, the camera would have swung around, you start running, and then suddenly all these bugs would pour out behind you and start chasing you into the screen. The camera would have probably been further back than this, so you could have more anticipation of the things coming. And in fact, I'm going to turn the camera around because it's pretty tricky to play not seeing what's coming up. So avoid this kind of bits of masonry and stuff, pillars in the way, we'll swerve around those. Nice light coming in from the ceiling. This is actually quite a long section. There's pits here that you would need to jump over, or it's insta-death. Again here, this is avoiding another pit up these steps. And you see it below, you'd have had to jump that. More pillars to swerve around. And again, you can imagine doing all this backwards with bugs chasing you, not being able to really see what was coming, would be, as the team realised, just a small amount too difficult to do. Avoiding all these hazards, which is why it was cut. And I think there is a similar section later in the game, once the game gets much harder. And then here, this pit here is just, I'm not sure if those moving platforms meant to be here, just too hard. But luckily I have a debug jump which would make boundary break, pleased, to get over that particular hazard, and we can keep making our way down the section. And I would imagine the section would end as you ran through this hole in the wall. Or maybe actually all the bugs would have fallen down the pit that we just had to hover over, and you'd have used platforms to get across. And then this would be a more open area, I guess, with Wampa to collect and explore. And then as we get through this section here, we'll find some steps. They're not the easiest steps to jump on, especially this one. It's a little high for a double jump, but it can be done. And then we'll jump our way back up here. And we're back outside the level, and actually we've ended up to the right hand side of where we started. So you can see over here, here's Neo waiting to give you the tutorial on how to bounce on these mole things. So we haven't skipped any of the gameplay, so it's entirely a bonus section. I'm just going to skip out of this, but we can see this is where we would have started off that section. So that's Bug Run. Imagine it full of bugs, and you get a good idea of what's going on. I hope you enjoyed that. As always, like, subscribe, click the bell, whatever, and I'm sure I'll find some more Twinsanity stuff in the near future. Alright, take care. Bye bye.
Pois é, se vocês gostaram, eu tenho ótimas notícias pra vocês. Essa não foi a única coisa interessante que ele encontrou mexendo com esses protótipos do Crash Twinsanity. Muito pelo contrário, meus queridos e minhas queridas, tem muito mais coisa pra ver. Incluindo uma versão totalmente diferente da fase High Sea Jeans, que como vocês já devem saber, é a fase onde reside o Nijin. Também conhecido como Engine, mas a gente gosta de chamar de Nijin só pelo meme mesmo. Dito isso, eu vou calar minha boca novamente e deixar vocês assistirem e admirarem todas as novidades que esse mito, este maravilhoso, este belo homem, John Burton, trouxe para que nós pudéssemos assistir e ficar com mais vontade ainda de ver um Crash Twinsanity remasterizado. Sem mais delongas, deem uma olhada.
Hello, and today we'll be taking a look at Crash Twinsanity. I found an old prototype disc for the PS2 from nearly a year before the game was released, so it'll be interesting to see. It's just the hub from and the first kind of level layout from the game. So it'll be interesting to see just how it stacks up compared to the final version. So let's take a look. Okay, so here's the kind of opening hub and first level. First glance looks pretty similar to the final game, but let's have a look around, see what we can see. Okay, so a couple of crates, that all seems to work. Butterflies, Doesn't seem to be many enemies. Let's take a look. Let's just check the date on this build and see how long ago it was, or how far before the game released it was. Okay, so that's December the 4th, 2003. So a good probably 8 or 9 months before it released, or before we submitted it for release. Okay, we've got some monkeys which you can hit. Tree. Okay, they dropped the one out the tree. All good. I don't think there's many of the puzzles. I don't think there's any of the puzzles really. Looking around here, it's pretty empty. Well, maybe this is a puzzle area. Some crabs to hit. Okay, he's got his slide move, which works. Lots of enemies to hit, spawning around. Looks pretty empty around here though. So, got the little interactive birds. More crabs to hit. Interesting to hear the music's very different as well. You can hear the music is not anything like the final game music, which was done in a cappella style. This is a more traditional kind of piece of Crash music. So this looks like some sort of puzzle is at least laid out here. Oh, but that's timed out already, so it's obviously not final. So obviously you'd move that up to the top here, put it in the hole. Let's have a look. Again, looks pretty empty around here. Let's see if there's anything. Okay, there's another seed over here. Let's see if we can get this one up this ramp. Looks a shorter distance to push it, so with any luck we can... Yeah, okay, so that works. Plant the tree. Oh, looks like birds flocking overhead as well. So they've got in here quite a few of the kind of graphical touches, like the flocks of birds in the sky there, kind of the sunbeams, the ocean, little interactive creatures, background scenery. But let's now that I've died, let's have a look at the main level section. So this looks pretty similar to the final game. Always love that sequence. It's just so cool. What I will do is get into the debug menu, give myself a lot more lives, just in case. And let's have a look. Okay, so pretty similar layout. That TNT didn't go off straight away. Okay, interesting. Not sure why. Okay, let's jump over here. Here's the skunk. Now I think the skunk in the final game teaches you to do a double jump here. It doesn't do anything yet. Crabs to hit. There's the mask. Okay. Physics worked. He smashed a few crates there as he hit them. Always find these jumps so tricky, but that is, after all, what his Crash game is known for. So I think this is fairly similar to the final game, but I think in the surrounding areas it's all hemmed in. There's no off-the-trail secrets or things to collect. So we'll head in here. The lighting looks pretty dark in here, and there's not particles coming off those like there is in the final game. But then again, this is 9 months out, so you'd expect this. Oh, good, a checkpoint. I got caught on the terrain there. That's interesting. So it literally can't walk out of the tunnel without jumping. That may be a level boundary. The game streamed chunks, and so it may be that's a boundary coming out the cave, and that's at this point in the build they had issues with the collision there. Okay, so that move works. Again, I think in the final game Neo is around here to give you hints about how to avoid those sorts of things. Okay, there's Neo again. Obviously none of the voiceover has been done yet, but these little instructional cutscenes are in, at least some of them, which I really liked. They're just a fun way of showing you what you should be doing and teaching you the controls early on. Okay. Do some bouncing. Again, no secret stuff off path as far as I can see. No, nothing that way. Let's continue onwards. Okay, so this is the same puzzle with the TNT crate to knock over the tree. Need to line myself up here. Oh, there we go. But this one is different. The final game had a remote kind of TNT plunger that blew up some nitro, whereas this is the same. It's a duplicate of the first puzzle we just saw. Okay, again, let's line up if I run across here. Don't really want to restart. Okay, again, no real hidden bits around here. Also found the camera pretty hard to control. Feels like it's controls are opposite to what I would imagine. Okay, checkpoint, it's always good. Okay. So Neo's stopped halfway across the bridge, and this doesn't look like it's continuing. So I'm going to just go back to the checkpoint, and that may well be a bug in the final, in this build. And the music has stopped working too. Okay, well, let's go round Neo and see if I can get past without triggering his cutscene. Find out what's going on. Let's see. Can I get a view? Yep. So there's Neo. He's going to run across that bridge. There's kind of a shadow on the bridge. Let's have a look. If I can walk across the bridge. Yeah, there's some invisible terrain here stopping Neo going past. And I think in the final game a tree trunk swings down and knocks him off here anyway. So I guess that's work in progress. But I'll try and continue down the level without triggering that sequence. Probably carefully. This looks like a place I could die. I certainly don't want to have to go back to the checkpoint and sneak around again. Okay, they don't smash. Which is probably correct. Okay. Okay, now in the final game I think this was a skunk, and it's kind of a spiky tortoise. Now it makes sense being a spiky tortoise because that means you wouldn't kill it the normal way. You would slide at it like that and knock it. Whereas with the skunk you could just spin and kill it and not actually get past those maybe. So I actually quite like the spiky tortoise. I'm not quite sure. I can't really remember why we changed that. Okay. Funny joke. Still like that. And then down here is where the first boss fight would be. But it looks a little empty around here. Oh. And the game has crashed. So I guess that's as far as this demo build goes, which is interesting to see. So a lot of it's the same layout. I mean, even the same Wampa placement for the main route, even though it was so far before it was released. But it was interesting to see how many things were still there, and obviously how much was missing beyond the paths, and things like that. So, okay, interesting flashback. I've found other PS2 discs, so let me know in the comments if you want me to do more of these Crash Twinsanity prototypes. I've found more bits and pieces of most of the levels. Okay, so this prototype is from February 2004, so quite a while before the game was launched. In fact, this is quite an early take on this level, and from what I remember, this seems very different to the approach to the battleship as ended up in the final game. So let's play our way along here. I've enabled kind of infinite lives and health and things like that because it's unfinished and I don't want to be dying all the time. Interesting to see these characters locked in the ice like this. Let's see if we can sneak past, get a look. Yeah, interesting. And in here there's a puzzle with some physics as well, which I'll show you in a second if I can get up here. Maybe from... oh yeah. Yeah, so if we push this barrel along that's got its fuse lit and back off after a short time of it being moved, it'll explode and break through the hazard. And this is the approach to the battleship, so you don't have the big exterior shot as you did in the final game. And the entire battleship interior really is very, very different. It's almost like a completely different level to the final game. So let's have a playthrough here. There's some health here. And like I said, I've got infinite lives and things, so if you see me not dying where I should be dying, it's because of that. Okay, so this room here, interesting. Got these things on the floor which raise up the platform a little bit. Did that put it back down again? I don't think I can jump on there, it looks too far down. Okay, so maybe it's on a timer. Let's try. Let's just jump over here, get rid of this guy, and see if this one. Okay, I'll keep spinning it, see if that makes any. Oh yeah, so that. Okay, so that comes right up. Oh, I missed now. Obviously, like I said, I've got this mechanism for lifting me up, so there we go. Got those one per fruit from there. Let's see if I can get my bearings, put us back on the deck again. Okie dokie. Just about. Okay, and this oil that you run through is very slippy. Very slippy. Okay, I'm just going to run through these, I think. Okay. There's another puzzle here with the barrel. Same thing if I push it along. Whoop. Whoop. Getting hit by something. Get out of the way. Should explode, yep. And freeze my way forward. And again, in the final game, I think this is all pistons and crankshafts and engine workings and things like this. This stayed the same, this little cutscene with engine. Okay, so checkpoint. Got all these missiles landing in the deck. I guess toxic gas coming out of these missiles. These henchmen swinging around from the rafters. Run through here again. And there's kind of a Donkey Kong section here. Barrels. Let's see what's up here. Just a one per fruit. Okay, so let's see if we can avoid these barrels. Hit this guy. Is it 2 hits to go? Looks like it. Okay. And then up into the next section here. Again, I'll just run from here. Okay, so looks like what happens if I spin? Oh, okay. So the platform comes by. Can I get the camera to swing around? Maybe the other way. Okay. That one, same deal. Jump on the platform. Pretty dark in here. Let's see. Okay, next section. More missiles landing. Anything hidden here? But again, this is like a completely different game layout from the final version. And I think largely it was because we felt like we needed much more sort of mechanical things going on in the battleship. I think maybe originally we envisaged the battleship being like an old pirate ship kind of thing. And we ended up with it being more modern and therefore big engines and things like that. And again, engine being the henchman in this level kind of made sense to have it more themed towards mechanical stuff than sort of piratey stuff. Let's see if I can get these lives. There we go. Not that I need them. Okay, avoid some of these missiles. Hit the mouse rat. Mouse rat. Okay. Oh. Again, very few sound effects queued up for this section. In terms of missiles landing and exploding and things like that. Okay. Let's bounce our way across these hazards. Missed it. So I'm just cheating to lift myself up there. So it looks like there's a room down here. The fan doesn't blow you in the air. Door doesn't open. Side door. What's in here? Looks like empty crates, so I guess... Is this it? So I guess that would be a bonus room. We'd have hidden some stuff in there if that stayed till the final game. I suppose we can just walk along the edge here. Lots of stuff on the other side there. Let's go up here by this Donkey Kong rip-off. Let's get rid of this guy, and I'll just cheat my way just over here just to see what's here. Lots of missiles embedded in the floor, more hazards. So I guess you had alternative routes across, and we'd have probably ended up hiding pickups and bonuses and gems and whatever up there. Okay, so I'll just cheat back this way and we'll continue on our way. Okay, so through here as a checkpoint. Okay, so now this is the sort of chase sequence with the walrus that did make the final game, albeit in a different layout and form, but that did come later in the level after the engine kind of mini boss. Oh, is that door gonna, yep, get through there. So obviously this was rearranged as well, or the concept of the level was rearranged. Again, as far as I can remember, I'm sure you can correct me in the comments if I'm not right about this. Is he gonna come again? Is he gonna? Oh, maybe when the door's shut, he turns it. No? Okay, so I guess explosions, this would be a cutscene here. Which isn't finished because Crash is just yawning. Oh, and we bounce up here. And okay, and so this is the engine kind of mini-boss, which again, very, very different. The final game had the kind of circular, you ran in a circle around him on a floating platform. This is on the deck of this ship, firing missiles, which I guess makes sense, given the theme of the level so far. And you can spin and kind of knock them backwards a little bit. Can I get any further forward? No, the camera seems fixed at this point. Doesn't look like I can get any further forward. Here goes another missile. Can I hit that back? Time it right? Okay, so that's gone back that way. Anything? Oh, so I guess that would have maybe defeated engine. And then, oh, here comes a missile or something. Okay, so that blasts me off the boat onto this piece of ice, which is where the final boss fight triggers. Now again, this is very early prototype. They're just in their bind poses there. Very different camera. I'm having to spin the camera around to keep an eye on this guy. This is pretty similar gameplay though, but then this is very different. He jumps out of water, grabs the edge, it tips forward, and you're going to fall into his mouth, and these kind of nitro or TNT crates land, and then you can touch them and let them go, and then they explode, knocking back into the water. At which point it triggers this part of the boss fight. Again, the terrain is not really working at this point, or the camera, so I'm just going to have to use the debug camera movement to try and get me toward the middle to try and keep this boss fight going. Again, this section seems pretty similar in terms of its layout. Oh, can they land? Yep, got him I think. And then the iceberg reforms, and then we repeat this first pattern again. So this is pretty similar, although very unpolished, to how it finally ended up, except for that section where he jumps in the water like this and tips up the iceberg. I would imagine we dropped this because it was not logical enough, or didn't make enough sense, or was too hard. I'm not sure. It didn't work with the cameras. I'm not sure why that section got changed, because I quite like that, the physics going on. But with all things physics, you can get glitches. Maybe there was bugs where it wasn't completable, the TNT got stuck or whatever. Anyway, it never made the final game. This bit did. Same thing. Let's see if we can jump across here. I'm going to have to debug back up. Okay, and give him another hit. And I think that's it, just 2 hits. Yeah, in this demo that's it for this boss fight. So there you go. So that's a look at the high seas hijinks, and then the boss fight that comes after it. You can see how it's being rearranged. The interior of the ship was very different. The approach to the ship was very different. Lots of changes went on from this early build. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, leave a like. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this content, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
E aí galera, o que vocês acharam de todas essas novidades? Como está o seu hype para ver um Crash Twinsanity remasterizado depois disso tudo? Deixem aí embaixo nos comentários, digam o que vocês acharam desse vídeo e não se esqueçam galera, se inscrevam no canal do John que está aqui na descrição, incluindo o link de todos os vídeos que vocês acabaram de assistir aqui. Também não se esqueçam de deixar o like aqui embaixo para fortalecer o nosso trabalho e se vocês são novos no canal, sejam muito bem-vindos, aqui trazemos tudo e mais um pouco sobre Crash Bandicoot. Tudo bem? Fique à vontade para clicar em qualquer um dos vídeos que tá passando aí agora na tela, incluindo um link redirecionando diretamente pro canal do John, porque olha, vou ser bem sincero com vocês, ele traz muita coisa bacana no canal dele, sem brincadeira. Dito isso, eu vou me despedindo por aqui, então falou, até mais e tchau!